Hello students, welcome to my channel HD Biology Classes. In my last video, I have discussed about the components of ecosystem and the structural part of the ecosystem and the types of ecosystem. In this video, we are going to know about the functional part of the ecosystem. The functional part of the ecosystem includes energy flow, decomposition, productivity and the nutrient cycle. Out of these 4 points, today our learning objectives are productivity and food chain and food web. How the energy is transferred from one organism to another organism through food chain and food web. Now students, see, we have different type of organisms in our ecosystem. They can be the green plants which can make their own food, that is the producers, or the consumers that take their food from the green plants or from other living organisms. So whatever the case is that some biomass or some organic matter is produced in each and every trophic level of the ecosystem. But how can we say that how much production is there in an ecosystem? So to know about that, we have to know about the productivity. What is productivity? The rate of biomass or organic matter production per unit area over a time period is called as productivity. Productivity can be categorized in two main groups. What are those? Primary productivity and secondary productivity. This classification is based on the type of organisms produce the biomass or the organic matter. So first of all, we will know about the primary productivity. Now see, I am going to discuss about the primary productivity. The green plants or the producers take sunlight or the solar energy and make their own food. So the biomass produced by the green plants is called as the primary production, or we can say the rate of biomass production by the green plants over a period of time per unit area is called as the primary productivity. Now, what is secondary productivity? The heterotrophs or the consumers, primary consumer, secondary consumer, they have to feed upon the producers or they have to take food from other organisms. So the rate of biomass production or the organic matter per unit area over a period of time in the consumer level is called as the secondary productivity. Now primary productivity again can be classified in gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. By the process of photosynthesis, green plants make their own food and add the biomass or the organic matter. That organic matter is stored in their body. So, gross primary productivity is termed as the total amount of biomass present in the green plant. But some part of this biomass is utilized by the green plants for respiration to get energy to perform different metabolic activities. Now, after utilization of the biomass for respiration, the rest of the biomass that is present in the green plants or present in the producers, that is called as the net primary productivity. So, we can conclude that gross primary productivity is the total amount of biomass that present in the producer level, and after respiration whatever amount of biomass is retained in the producer level, that is called as the net primary productivity. This net primary productivity can be transferred to the next trophic level when they are eaten by the heterotrophs or other organisms. So, in addition to these two types of productivity, that is primary productivity and secondary productivity, there is another category of the productivity that is called as the net community productivity or net productivity. What is this net productivity? The net primary productivity is transferred to the next trophic level, that is to the heterotrophs. Heterotrophs utilize some part of that biomass and rest of the part that is remain after utilization by the heterotrophs, that is called as the net community productivity or net productivity. Productivity of an ecosystem depends on various factors like sunlight, temperature, rainfall, the availability of the nutrients in the ecosystem. All these factors affect the rate of production in an ecosystem. Why? Because rate of production of biomass is totally related to the photosynthesis. And these factors like sunlight, rainfall, temperature, moisture and availability of nutrients in an ecosystem affect the rate of photosynthesis. So if the rate of photosynthesis is higher, the rate of biomass production is also be higher. So these factors regulate the rate of productivity or rate of production of biomass directly. Except these factors, the photosynthetically active plants, they can add more biomass to the ecosystem. Like sugarcane, they can absorb the sunlight and their rate of photosynthesis is higher than other green plants. So they can add more amount of biomass in the ecosystem. So the photosynthetically efficient plants show more productivity. Now we are talking about food chain. The interaction among the biotic component in an ecosystem is established by the food chain. What is food chain? In ecosystem, all organisms are arranged in a series in which food energy is transferred through repeated eating and being eaten. It is called as food chain. So here we have written that the organisms are repeatedly eating and being eaten. How this interaction is formed in the food chain? We can explain it by the help of an example. See here, the grass, that is the producer, eaten up by the grasshopper, and the energy from the producer level is transferred to the next trophic level, that is the second trophic level, that is herbivores. Then the grasshoppers are eaten up by the small birds or like blue jay, that is the third trophic level, and then the same food energy is transferred to the fourth trophic level when the owl is fed upon the blue jay or the small birds. In this way, the food energy or the chemical energy is transferred from one trophic level to the other trophic level in a food chain. Now, depending on the ecosystem, there are different types of food chain. Now see, here we have two different types of ecosystem where two different types of food chains are formed. Now, on the basis of source of energy, we can divide the food chain in two categories. What are those? The grazing food chain and the detritus food chain. In case of grazing food chain, the source of energy is sunlight, whereas in case of the detritus food chain, the source of energy is the dead decaying matter of the living organisms. So what is the basic difference between grazing food chain and detritus food chain? In case of grazing food chain, the first trophic level is occupied by the green plants, whereas in case of the detritus food chain, the first trophic level is occupied by the dead decaying matter or the detritus. Now in an ecosystem, a single food chain is not possible because different type of organisms are there, different types of heterotrophs are there which feed upon the green plants. So the food chains are of different types in an ecosystem, and all these food chains are interlinked among themselves, and this interlinked relationship is established in the food chain by food web. So what is food web? When many food chains are interlinked on different trophic levels, it forms a food web. Here you can see many food chains are there. The first trophic level is occupied by the green plants or by the grasses. Then the second trophic level, that is the herbivores. We can see different types of herbivores are there which feed upon the green plants. And the tertiary trophic levels, there are also different animals which occupy the tertiary trophic level in the food web. So from here we can conclude that many food chains are interlinked among themselves, and it makes a web-like structure where the food energy is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level, and it is called as the food web. So food chain is a linear process, whereas food web is a interlinked web-like process. If we compare the food chain and food web, we can see that food chain is a linear process, whereas the food web is a web-like structure. In a food chain, each organism occupies a single trophic level, whereas in a food web, the same organism can occupy different trophic level. Another important difference among the food chain and food web is that in case of food chain, the competition is less. But as in the food web, many food chains are interlinked. So here the chances of competition are more. So from today's lesson, we have learnt about productivity, food chain and food web. In the food chain, we have seen that the energy is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level, and that is described in the form of energy flow. So what is energy flow and the law of energy flow we will know in the next video.